All of the names of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the name Rabb to begin the Quran with. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah. Why should all praise be due to Allah? Why? Because He is Rabbul Alameen. This is why. So out of all of the names, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the name Rabb because Rabb is the most significant relationship between us and our Creator. Number one, what does Rabb mean? Number one, Rabb means the ultimate owner, the Malik, the one who controls. Rabb. So in Arabic we say Rabbul Bayt, the owner of the house. Rabbus Sayyara, the owner of the car. So Allah is our ultimate owner. And when Allah is our owner, this implies that He is the one who brought us into existence. Because ultimate ownership can only be to the Creator. I repeat, ultimate ownership can only be to the Creator. If you think about it, you do not own anything completely. Your ownership was handed to you and it will be handed to somebody after you. You had to buy your car. You had to purchase your house. Even if you made something with your own hands, you had to get the raw material to make it. You could not bring anything into existence by yourself. When we say Allah is the Rabb and there is nobody competing with Allah as a Rabb, this means Allah's ownership is unique and complete. He didn't have to get spare material. He did not have to transfer ownership. Ownership was His, which implies what? He created from nothing. So when you say Rabb, when Allah is the Rabb, you automatically imply that Allah is the Khaliq. Because ultimate ownership necessitates creation. Is that clear? It's a little bit deep here, but I want to be very deep in this regard. When you say Allah is the Rabb and you say He is the owner, then this means that Allah Azza wa Jal created, because ultimate ownership cannot be transferred. And that's our ownership. It's always transferred. Anything we do, ownership is transferred. Even if you discover a well or something, you say, this is mine. You didn't make the well. You had to discover it. Even if you get raw material, you go into the car shop and you buy the car. It's the transfer of title of ownership. Every ownership that we have is conditional. Only Allah's ownership is unconditional. And if Allah's ownership is unconditional, this implies, this necessitates that Allah must have created from nothing. So He is the Rabb. The second meaning of Rabb is the one who is obeyed. The meaning of Rabb, we're talking about linguistic from the Arabic language. Rabb means the one who is obeyed. In Surah Yusuf, when the prisoners are released, Yusuf says to the prisoners, "Udhkurni inda rabbik." Mention me to the guy whom you obey. He's the king. So he called the king the Rabb here because of the meanings of Rabb is the one who is obeyed. So when we say Allah is Rabbul Alameen, we are implying that Allah is obeyed. Everything that happens, it is Allah's command. And then the third meaning of Rabb is the one who takes care of, the one who nourishes, the one who sustains. And from this meaning of Rabb, we get the phrase tarbiyah. What does tarbiyah mean? To take care of, to nourish. So when we say that Allah Azza wa Jal is Rabbul Alameen, we are implying three things, and we'll repeat this tomorrow because it's very important. Number one, that Allah is the unconditional owner. Number two, that Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who is obeyed. Nothing happens except that Allah has commanded it. And number three, that Allah is the one who is taking care of. From it we get tarbiyah. In other words, your existence cannot be sustained unless the Rabb takes care of it. Without a Rabb, you cannot exist. The Rabb has to give you tarbiyah. Your physical, your spiritual, your emotional. So why is Allah worthy of praise? Alhamdulillah. Why? Because He is the Rabb. He created you from nothing. He is the one whose command is effective when He says kun fayakun. And He is the one who takes care of you. So He is the Rabbul Alameen. What is Rabb? And Rabb, we said, has three primary meanings: the owner, and the one who is obeyed, and the one who sustains. And by the way, all of these three meanings, it goes back to complete control. Because the one who controls you, the one who owns you, automatically you must obey him. And the one who owns you, the one who is in charge of you, automatically he will be in charge of taking care of you. So the meaning of Rabb really is the one who is in charge of. So Allah is the Rabb of what? Of the Alameen.